Let me show you how to wire up this is a 3-phase transformer, and what I have is single phase 240 going into it, and it's a transformer. It goes up to 480 volts. It's a Y type, like this. Neutral in the center. It's supposed to take 3-phase current and give you 480 volts, but I don't have 3-phase. All I have is single phase. So what I'm doing here is got each coil. Now you got your primary windings, or this would be my high voltage. High voltage coming in 240, 240. Or I have 240 between these 2 points, and in the center, my neutral, it's grounded to each coil. As you can see, each coil, this one comes in through here, comes in, and then it goes to my ground strap. And each coil is just like that. It comes in, into the coil, and then out through this ground strap, all the way to this terminal. And that ground strap there is going to be the point in between these coils, we call neutral. Okay, so if I measure from here to this point, or here to this point, I'll get 120 volts since it's dead center, 240 between these. Now, this ups it to 480 volts. What I'm essentially doing is bypassing this center coil. What I have is I cut these wires off. They were connected to these terminals here. I had 3 of them. There was one right here. And I cut them off and rewired my coils. So I've essentially eliminated this coil. So you take and eliminate this. There's the start of it. You can see where it starts. It wraps all the way around in a coil and comes out here, and that's your high side. Now when you want to connect a single phase transformer, you want to connect 2 coils together. So what I do is I take the start of this coil, which is this wire, and it goes all the way through that coil, and it comes out the end of that coil. And from the end of that coil, I want to go to the start of my first coil. And from the start of this coil, I want to go all the way through to the end of this coil and back to the start of this coil. So you make a circle, a big circle is what you do. And if I were to power this on and test my points here and here, the high side points, I'm going to get 480 volts between these 2. That's how you wire a 3-phase transformer to a single-phase power source. So now if I take and put wires, let's say here, and here, hook these up, I have another 3-phase transformer wired exactly the same. This one's a little bit different. I didn't have to cut any wires on this one. This one came with taps that were, this one came like pre-wired. It's different wiring. See, my primary or my secondary low voltage goes in here, up, and then it comes over to, oh, it comes out in the centerpiece, and I hooked them together. I hooked this one and this one together, 3 and 1. And in the center here, I would have my neutral. So when it goes through that, then it induces a current in my other coil, my high side, and I have it hooked up correctly. This one's a little bit weird. See, the start of my high side is coming out of here and it's going all the way over to here. That's just how it was from the factory. And then the start of this coil is going from here to here. So I just made these points my high side terminals. So I hook it from here to here, and then I take the taps, which would be like the end of my windings, and I hook them to the start of each other one, there and there. And that'll get me back down to 240 volts between these 2 points. And then I'll get 120 volts between there and there. That's how you wire a 3-phase transformer with a single-phase power source.